Hi. Hello.
Hello, Amalia. Hi.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you. Yeah.
And how do you feel today?
Yeah, it's good. We're really happy that we got the platform to present Global Bio Gardens today, and it's a good exhibition. So I shot what you see here.
Yeah.
CD. So we
incredible.
Yeah, we're kind of introducing this
creativity.
character into the pop-up store. Yeah.
Tell me more about your Global Bio Garden and what is your activity today here in pop-up store?
So Global Bio Gardens is a multicultural farm. Basically, it's a community garden, so people come to do gardening. But mostly they're international people.
Okay.
We also have, and they're students, and some are working, and we also have migrant families, refugee families, let's say, so from Turkey and Morocco, from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And also one family from Morocco, but they are just migrant family. Yeah.
Great. So, what motivated you to create this Global Bio Garden? Because I've heard that you created it like from last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right.
What made it happen?
So the initial idea was basically when the first time Corona happened. I saw the images from Berlin and I saw how the supermarkets are getting really empty. So I was really even worried for my own food. So that's the basic motivation. I thought, also from the US, I saw the pictures. Then I thought there would be a food crisis, so there should be some food. So the idea was to just make, I wanted to do potatoes.
Of course, just for your own kitchen.
Yeah. But in my personal capacity, in my room. But somehow then I met other friends, especially Fred, and then she was like, oh, maybe not, let's try the Schulgarten. So the university has a university garden, and it was free because there were no students around for the semester.
Because they got this lockdown.
Yeah, because everyone was on lockdown, and all the students, the German students went home. Only the international students, they are like stranded and stuck in Erfurt. So so we tried with the university garden, but somehow, it was not the best thing because it was for the university students, and then they discouraged us.
Yeah.
So then we had further discussions, and then we happened to meet Miss Rosa. She's the owner of the field where Global Bio Gardens is located at the moment. And so we talked to her a couple of times, and then she said, okay, the university students are not here, they normally take my space, why don't you guys try for one season?
Interesting.
So we just started, the idea was to have 20 students, international students, and my host, Father Stefan, he also really helped in collecting tools. He went around the gardens in Erfurt, Schreber Garden, and then he announced if they can give some tools which are extra. So that's how we collected the tools, and then we made a plan, and it was like a 150-meter long and 5-meter width land. So we divided it into groups among 20 people. That was the idea. When we started, it was only 13, 14 people, so we had some extra space.
Okay, so that's the reason why you call it a Global Bio Garden, because you are involving a lot of international students, but also people from all over the world.
Absolutely. Actually, so we have participants from 14 or 15 countries right now. And this was an elected name. I had another name in my mind, but it was put on vote on the WhatsApp group, and Global Bio Gardens got the maximum vote, and then we picked the name Global Bio Gardens. The idea is coming from the global nature of the farm. It's coming.
But it's really interesting to the fact that you created this idea out of the necessity because you have this concern over the food crisis, right?
Yes.
Is it also something like beyond that? I mean, do you also already have the interest in creating the alternative food producers?
Absolutely, When we started off, the idea was very simple, but then I also started reading about the topics related to community garden, and then I really understood the importance of food, access to food. This is called food security. That means, it doesn't matter which crisis or whatever, so you have access to food at all the time. So, and if you have it in your background or in a garden setting, it's even nicer because you can always get it without transport. You know, there's no need for a truck from Spain to carry tomatoes to you. You can just go pluck it, and then there's no carbon footprint. So it's also a part of sustainable living, you know. Then I understood it's not so hard. Actually, when the last year when the field was running, I mean, I only bought the things which I couldn't have it at my farm, you know. It's actually good enough for one person to survive on the farm, and that's really empowering, and it's a powerful idea.
Of course, because you are really producing food not only for yourself but also for your community.
Yes, and when you have more members and they are all sharing the potatoes or the produce of zucchini or tomatoes, so and it's literally, I mean, then I would just buy things which I cannot get at the field.
Of course,
normally. But not 100% depend. I wish it was possible to do at this scale, but given the nature, the length of the land and everything, so we all have to share our spaces. So
So you also mentioned something about access to food that is important, because of course in the inner city, for instance, even sometimes in Erfurt, it's really difficult to even get access to land, right? Not every households have access to land, and even if they do, then they will have it maybe in specific like family house with the garden, or sometimes you can rent a kleine Gartenanzeige, something like that. But your idea of this global community garden, global bio garden that brings community together, is it something that you will see it as needed in the future for a city like, let's say, like Erfurt, something like that?
It's really interesting. You know, the garden was in function, but so the interesting idea was when people came together, you know, how they responded to things, and you know how it goes beyond creating vegetables, you know. So obviously the vegetables are produced, you can take it home and cook, but people started sharing things, you know. Then I started understanding the problems other people face, because when you know, stand together and do the work, and then you talk, and you talk about things, and not just about food, but also life in general. And it's interesting, and I also, you know, somehow we also managed to help in the sense like connect people, for example, who cannot speak German with their Ausländerbehörde appointments, also like translation work. So the German students are on garden, they really help other people, you know, when you face language barriers, and when people talk what their problems are. So some of the problems I never faced, I understood, and it gives you multiple perspective from other students or other migrant students. Or it's interesting.
It's really like food connects people, and food creates community in a sense. So it's very.
That's absolutely.
It's a very powerful idea that you're having with the garden.
I was also thinking, you know, so I told you initially the idea was to have 20 people.
Sure,
and then we started with 13.
You have 13?
13. Okay. When we started, we only had 13. The idea was to have 20. We had space for 20 people. But when it picked it up, by the end of the season, we had 55 people in the WhatsApp group, and then that's 55. That's already you know, it's over the limit, way past the limit.
Okay.
So then I was really thinking at the end of the season, what connects people, or like why do they come together? You know, that was like a question I wanted to ask, and I was also asking some of my friends who's also a designer, like into design research. So then we got this answer. Maybe it's food. Food is like a powerful thing which can connect people, because everybody needs to eat food. Definitely. And I think it's a good bedrock on which you can build many things, especially when the crowd is international. The possibilities are also interesting.
But there are also like another activities beyond it, not only food, but also you are connecting them, like creating network and then helping each other, right? So this is really like the core of a community.
Yes. Especially with the migrant families. I remember with the, I think it's the Turkish family, Fred was really trying to connect them to the authorities here, or with their courseworks. So they're like new. I mean, when they joined the farm, they were only like 1 month here in Erfurt, and then they joined the farm. And then we could really see the struggle of the family, and when you see things, it's easier to address it and connect. Maybe the connections are not really hard to do, so when you have the resources and the right people around you, it's this networking activity, or maybe connecting people to people. It really works.
Great, And tell me about the vision, the future plan for Global Biogarden. What's your plan? Because you mentioned something about cooking together with the community and maybe creating like open kitchen for community. Tell us
sure.
more.
I mean, the idea is to have more gardens. For example, I've already asked my parents, so they have a small garden, and I also gave them a logo. So,
okay, great.
So we have a Global Bio Gardens at my place, and I think
you mean your parents?
In Kerala, in India.
Okay,
so they have a Global Bio Gardens.
So you already have headquarters.
I also asked 2 of my friends in London. So we have 2 Global Bio Gardens.
That's great.
In London.
That's great.
So basically, to promote the idea of bio seeds, not to use any sort of genetically modified seeds, and keep the things as sustainable as possible.
So these bio seeds, you have brought something here. Can you tell us more about this? What is it about? And look, they have a very interesting concept of packaging here. It's very original that you have created the origami by yourself.
Yes.
So we can show it to the people.
So this is origami packing, and that's the seal you see on top, which was created by Caroline, and then we printed on the origami packet, and we also made it in a way that there is no glue used. It's just folding, and there's no glue used in it. And
they're plenty here as well.
And this will be distributed by CD, like you see here. CD will take them out and give it to people who bring clean plastic. So this is our next project. So Global Bio Gardens is already happening, but the next project, the target we have here is
we'll be working with CD.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we will be bringing this outside, right, to the city center.
We will be going out with this and collecting some plastic.
We'll be introducing CD to the city, CD to the city.
Yeah, CD to the city.
CD to the city, And you will be sharing the seed with the people.
Yes, so CD is the next project. So Global Bio, this is more, it's one step further. Yeah, so this is the plastic project. Now it's
for the recycling.
For the recycling, or to just use plastic, to see plastic in a different light. Yeah. Everybody hates plastic and this and that, so we maybe see some potential in plastic, and we might make a tent out of all the plastic we get, tent in Global Bio Gardens, and cover it with plastic so that it's protected from the rain.
Yeah, sure.
So the idea is to have CD, and CD would go around, collect plastic, and then we bring it, and people get a bio seed in return for free.
Of course, I mean, this is now springtime. It's time for people, or for us who are interested in gardening, to start planting some of the herbs, maybe some beetroots or vegetables. So we are going to share this today with you in the city, right? And maybe before we are closing in the moment, there are some questions from our audiences. I'm looking forward for more interesting questions, and Georgie with us here still are also looking forward for more of your questions.
Sure.
Sure, we have a few questions. I think the first question that everyone would like to know is, how did you make CD, and who made it, and where did the idea come from? Is it a robot, or is it a monster?
It's a very cute monster, but it doesn't want to be cute. So it's a plastic-eating monster in a way, and this monster would eat all the clean plastic, and it gives out seeds.
So the people who want to get the seeds, they need to bring plastic.
Yeah, so it's best if you bring clean plastic, for example. Just wash it up a little bit and just clean it, and so that we can use it and store it. So we have a plastic project place going on, which means we are collecting plastic in a huge quantity, and then it will be transformed into something very useful at the end of the season. And then there's also this Thuringia Umwelt Prize, and we want to win it.
Congratulations.
No, we want to win it. This
okay.
Oh yeah, by the way, we also won another prize.
Congratulations. This is what I meant, because I noticed that you won one prize. So Global Bio Garden has...
That's the Jugendstil prize.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
so you will be sharing this more with us.
Yeah, Jugendstil. It's a platform where they support young people to start projects. Mm-hmm. So I shared Global Bio Gardens with them maybe last month. Actually, you distributed it in the Social Members Lab platform. I got it.
Definitely.
Yeah, I saw it from there, and I thought, okay, let me make an application, and somehow it just worked quickly. And they said, yeah, fine. You selected yesterday. I had a call with them. Then they said, what else would you like to do? So we don't have a toilet at the garden right now. That's one of the biggest problems. They said, maybe we can together build a bio toilet.
That's great.
Has some ideas. But CD is for Thuringia Umweltpreis. That's another prize. Some Sonderpreis. So CD is just one of the arms for this prize application. We will also be doing some other activities, for example, to do some sort of exercise with plastic, for example. If you have the washing liquid lotion, so maybe you can fill it with sand or some other substance, and then you can use it for exercise. So we
for the weightlifting.
That's
great.
So we'll soon have a session. Like there will be 2 models doing all this nice work.
That's great.
In front of the garden.
It's quite funny. It's very funny.
Yeah.
All right. Another questions?
Yeah, we have another question. If an organization in Erfurt wants to collaborate or to work together with you, what are interesting ways or things you think they could help with, and how do they get in contact with you?
You can always call it globalbiogardens.com. The website, if you go on the website, you will see the link to the Facebook page or Gmail. Gmail would be www.globalbiogardens.com. gmail.com. Yeah, so you can always contact from the website.
You also have Instagram, right?
Yeah, there's also an Instagram page. You can contact via Instagram. Yeah, the collaborations would be, so if you are into bio seed sort of work or any sort of sustainable living work, then obviously we can collaborate, and then we can work together. And right now we are really looking forward to build a bio toilet. So if you have ideas, definitely please get in touch, and we will also find a way to make it work in the sense like we might even get some funding. So if we can work together, yes, that would be great.
And there's another question which is asking, how big is your garden in Erfurt? Like what can you grow there? Is there limits of what can grow, what can't grow? So just a bit more about the garden.
So the only limit is you need to grow bio seeds. Because the person who is letting us use the land, she basically sells seed. She's called Saatgut Rose. So her seeds has certificate, the Demeter certificate. So we can only use bio seeds, and then that's fine. That's absolutely fine. And the garden is 100 meter in length and 5 meter in width. And right now we have 15 different plots. It's divided into 15 parts. One slot is free, more or less. We are trying to make it free because, the participant also need really help. He's really he's a father of two kids, but
How big one plot is, and then the total of the whole 15 plots? Because I've been to the Global Bio Garden. It's quite long, right?
Yeah, it is quite long. It really depends how many participants you have. So, for example, if you have 10 participants, obviously your field would be much bigger. So they get last year the biggest, the longest stretch was maybe, let's say, 30 meters or 25 meters, but that was full of international students from Willy Brandt School and Uni Erfurt, and I think they had 15, 16 participants in one slot, so we really had to give them a longer patch.
Space, all right. So if, let's say, one of us here interested in joining that community, and then they are coming to your garden and would like to use one of the plot, how do they use it? How is the process of being a member? Maybe you have membership or something like that.
Yeah. So right now the thing is, like I told you, the initial plan was to have 20 participants. And now we have 65 participants.
65 participants.
Yes. So getting a new plot would be tough, but you can always associate. I mean, for example, if you come to me, then obviously you can be part of my garden.
Sure.
So normally if you have friends, it's always, you tell them, yeah, I want to be part of this, and then you'll be added into the WhatsApp group, and then you're part of the whole process, and then you can join your friend's garden.
So I can take the potatoes from your garden?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But if you come around... Then
exactly, that we have to help, right? I mean, you are kind of giving some tasks and so on.
So the potatoes in maybe 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah. Robert was asking what kind of vegetables you can grow there so far.
Year, yeah, sure. So last year we produced zucchini, potatoes, coriander, cappuccino cresse, tomatoes, paprika, chili. Chili was not so chili-like.
Chili was popular, I suppose, because there are a lot of international students who like spicy food.
Yeah, but this chili happened to be a different chili, which you could just eat. Even small kids were eating. So, yeah. And we also had some flowers, like sunflower and some other flowers. And what else did we have? Then pori. Some 2-3 kind of pori, parsley. I think Fred also had a spirale, like a Crita spiralis, and she had some interesting stuff on her spirale.
So mostly like local.
Mint and, mostly local things.
Vegetables, local.
Yeah.
Are you planning to also plant some exotic?
Yeah, absolutely. This is what we want. I mean, if you can really get seeds from abroad, please do so. And we really want plants from outside. I mean, which grows in this climate, yeah. So right now it's really fine, the local plants, but yeah, so it really depends which country you come from. Maybe you want to see something from there, yeah. For example, okra or something like this. So yeah, we really appreciate people to get seeds if possible, because seed is a very tricky thing with the customs and everything.
Exactly, and it has to be bio, and it requires certificate.
It has to be bio, and also the climate, the climate we cannot change. So if you can find something which fits into the climate, super. Please bring it.
Any more questions?
I think we're done.
Yeah?
Questions.
All right, then if no more questions, anything from you the last time as a closing up of this introduction?
Yeah, so to wind it up, I will say, so we will start with the CD activity, which means we are going out outside in maybe in 15-20 minutes. So if you like to pass by here in Fischmarkt, then you will see the CD in action. And if you're coming around, please bring also some clean plastic so that we can make the activity.
Yeah, by the way, the CD will be also in the city tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it will also be
Thursday. So not only today, but also Thursday. So we are hoping to see a lot of people bringing the clean plastics and then to exchange it with the seeds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
2 to 5. Yeah,
2 to 5.
You.
All right. Thank you for having us. Thank you for being here, and it was very interesting. I have a lot of more questions, but I guess we'll keep it for later.
Yeah,
and then good luck for your social entrepreneurships.
Yeah.
I hope Global Bio Garden will grow even more.
Thanks, Ali.
And then you can be able to realize all the visions and then all the ideas that you already have. So good luck for your initiatives, and then, of course, I'll see you around.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much.
Amanda.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yes.